Hey mamas, today is my big day because it is the final test I'm going to be doing. It is my HSG test. So, don't know what to expect. I'm a little anxious, a little nervous, but it is the last test on my list of everything I needed to get done to make sure that I'm healthy and everything is okay, I'm okay, and I'm able to have another baby. So if you're curious to see how this went and what my results are, make sure to stick around to the very end. My name is Cassandra and I am on my fertility journey for baby number 2. It's been about a year and some months that I've been on this journey, and I've been documenting. Once I hit the year, I've been documenting and sharing it with you. So make sure to check out my series so you can see all the other tests that I have done and the results I've received on those. And now this one here, my final test to see what might be going on with me. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the little bell so you're notified when I release these videos. Just did some blood work. Now I have to go to another room. Oh my God, it was a pregnancy test. So now I have to go to another room and start the rest of my exam. I have no idea what I'm in store for, but so far the people have been so sweet and positive and just making me really comfortable, so I'm excited. So I am all done with my HSG test, and they were actually able to see everything in the moment and share what they seen. So after they did the procedure and looked at everything is normal. I am so relieved. At this point now is just God saying that it's just not the time. I have a little one that I want to send you, and they are just not ready to be here yet. So now it's just patience. This really is the best answer I could have received, and it stops all the thoughts I've had in my head of, could something be wrong as to why it's this difficult to get pregnant the second time around. I've heard since I had a C-section, I didn't know if maybe scar tissue developed. I didn't know something started. So I got tested and waited for the proper results, and everything is great. So now I can just really relax, know that I am okay. And when God says it's time, it will be time. So the test wasn't so bad. I was very nervous. As you can see, I try to take as many pictures and as many videos as possible, but you don't want to like overstep with the doctors and stuff. So I did as much as I could, and as you can see with the stuff I showed you, all the equipment's a little scary, but it wasn't bad actually. Once I get cleaned up and I get settled in, I'll sit down and I'll tell you everything that happened in that procedure. So for you mamas that are going to go have that thing done, the HSG done, you can have an idea of what to expect. But it wasn't as bad as what I thought. The doctors in this whole procedure, doctors, nurses, everything, receptionists, are so sweet and are so caring. They know how sensitive this topic is and how delicate the situation is. And I cannot say in any doctor's office I've gone to that I've had a bad experience with the way I've been treated. They've been so sweet. So I really hope you mamas out there are having the same experience and going to doctors that really care for you and take care of you and are sensitive to this situation. So this is it. This is the last test I had to do. So to recap, I got blood work done to check my hormones. I also did my doctor check like my cervix to make sure that everything was working well, that there was nothing there to show any red flags. And then I also did the HSG test, which I did today. And my husband also did his sperm count mobility to make sure that everything was okay, and everything was. From today, thank God, everything worked out great. So today, for moms out there who are in my shoes and are gonna go get the HSG test, you have to set the appointment 7 to 10 days after the first day of your menstrual cycle. So thank goodness, in my other reviews you saw that I've been using other things like Mirror Fertility, unnatural conception pills. I want to give a huge shout out to the unnatural conception, because when I started taking those regulated my cycle completely. I now get my period, since I started taking those, the 2nd of every month. I now get my period, which before that was not the case. I was getting my period days early, a week and a half late. And when I started doing unnatural, the conception, I now get my period the 2nd day of every month. And it's been like that now for 4 months, which is great. That has not happened since I've had my daughter. The reason why that was so important for me is because of my job. I do teach online, and students request for me to teach them up to 2 weeks in advance. So with the test, they were saying you had to call right when you get your period, the first day, but my schedule was already booked, so I was never going to be able to get my test done. So I actually had to skip the first month. The 2nd month, I begged them, please just schedule me. I'm gonna have my period on the 2nd, and I scheduled it for 8 days after, and it landed exactly when I thought I was gonna get my period. So I'm so grateful for those pills. Because of that, my cycle did regulate, and I was able to predict when my period would come and then schedule for this test. So it worked out perfectly. So you get your appointment, and they told me to expect 4 hours, but it actually only took a little bit under 3 hours. So that was nice. So I first do a pregnancy test. They do blood work to make sure that you're not pregnant, and I wasn't. So after that, I wait for the results, and then I get taken into the room. Once I entered the room, it was a little scary. It was just a lot of machines, an open room. It was a little bit scary. But I had 3 doctors explain everything. They were so sweet, and they really put everything at ease for me. So this is how the procedure works. We're all used to getting our paps, and you know that gun little thing? Well, they use that to open up your cervix, and then after that, they clean everything. They had to get a special liquid for me to clean my cervix, because they use, if you've had any operations, that brownish liquid that they put wherever you're getting the operation. I'm actually allergic to that. When I had my C-section, nothing dramatic, but I got a huge rash all over my stomach and my legs. So they had to take some time, and they found a different dye for me. So if you're allergic, let them know, and they can find a different dye for you. So they used that, they cleaned out my cervix. So once everything is cleaned out, they insert a catheter into your cervix. Me personally, I didn't feel anything, but I'll explain a little bit of if you feel pain or if you don't feel pain. But they insert a catheter in your cervix, and at the end of the catheter is a balloon that they will inflate. It was very small. They also have the x-ray machine right next to you, so you're able to see everything that is going on. So they put in the catheter, they inflated the balloon, and then after that they insert a dye. What they're checking is for the dye to move up your fallopian tubes and out through your pelvis area. That will show that everything is functioning normally, and that everything is able to flow, and there's nothing blocking you from being able to get pregnant. When it came to pain, because my fallopian tubes are healthy, I do not have any scar tissue, this procedure actually did not hurt at all. Maybe the doctor was very, very gentle to top it off, but I barely felt anything, a little tiny bit of pressure, and that was it. However, if in the case you do have something like endometriosis, or there's any scar tissue, or there's something there that might be damaged or unhealthy, this procedure can be painful to have. So they do recommend ibuprofen, taking some Advil or any type of pain reliever to take it about an hour prior, and then continue throughout the day depending your pain level. When you go into this test, just keep that in the back of your mind to take some pain relievers an hour prior and throughout the day, just in case that you do experience some minor pain throughout the day. They explain that if I do feel any pain, it's going to be a sharper cramp, like your period cramps, just maybe a little bit stronger, but it shouldn't be that much. They do also say you may get an infection. It's highly unlikely, but that may happen, and just to keep an eye out for chills, not feeling great, then I have to call my doctor and get some medicine to help me with that. So once they do that, they have you laying down, they have the x-ray machine right there, and they're taking images while they're inserting the liquid dye, and you're able to see the dye move. Mine confused me a little because I could see one side perfectly and you see the dye go in, and it was great, and then the other side kind of looked up. In my mind, I'm picturing like the diagrams you see on TV, but the first one went fine. The second one was kind of like funky. It was like in a different direction. So I was like, oh my gosh, something's wrong. Something is wrong. Why does it look this way? But the doctor, after everything was done, he reviewed it with me, and he's just like, everything looks great. The dye went through perfectly. There was nothing blocking it. And so my first question is like, well, what is that? Why does it look like that? And that's when he explained that my cervix is a little crooked, but nothing to worry about. That is normal. I just felt such a huge weight off of my shoulders. That was the last test I had to do. And just to hear like, it's just, everything's fine. It's just pretty much God is saying, not yet. But knowing that everything is okay just brought such a peace to my heart. And now I know just, this is the most relaxed I felt. And the reason why I went ahead and I did all of these tests was for my own peace of mind. Since I turned 30 and I had my daughter and I was on birth control for a little bit, then came off of it, my periods, my hormones, my body has done such a 180 from how my periods used to be when I was younger and before being on birth control. Also, I had my C-section and I wasn't sure, did scar tissue develop during the healing process? Did that scar tissue now adhere itself to any parts of like my lady reproductive system, and that's what's causing it? I had so many questions of the maybes and the what ifs, and every time I got my period, the symptoms are so severe that I'm like, this is, to me, they felt like red flags. So I needed to do these tests for me, and all the advice people decide they want to share with you, even if it's not asked, didn't mean anything to me. And mamas, if you're in my shoes, do not go and make decisions based off what other people are advising you, based off what other people have experienced and they're recommending to you. Say thank you and just do what you need to do to feel at peace. And now I do. I had so many people saying, just relax, it's gonna happen on God's timing, on this, try that. And I did not care. In all honesty, I did not care what everybody else was sharing, because what happened in their life had no influence on me and mine. And I needed to make a decision that was best for me, and that would make me feel at peace, that would bring comfort to me and my husband, and so that we know that we were okay. On a side note, I read this, I've heard people say this, and also the doctor said it, that a lot of people get this test done and I don't know, something helps it, and a lot of people get pregnant the next month after they do this test. So who knows? But now the next steps are just for me and my husband to enjoy each other and enjoy just being here. We do have a beautiful little daughter. She's amazing, and it feels good. My ovulation should happen in like a week or so we shall see. I'm still using Mirror. Mirror came out with these new wands that now check your estrogen, which has been a whole interesting experience. I have been trying it. This is now going to be my second or third month. I have it documented. I need to check, but I'm going to review those with you because I've done some research as to why estrogen is also important. This is great. It really has been great knowing these things and learning my body between You Natural and the Mirror Conception and my app for Glow. I've learned so much about my body. So I'm going to be reviewing the new wands by Mirror and letting you know everything out, and also the body temperature. I'm starting to know myself again, and it's great. It's a great feeling. Thank you for watching. If you have any questions, please drop a comment below. Maybe you have a question and I might have not answered it in here. Please drop a comment. My email's there. Email me. I promise you, I always get to everyone. I'm always gonna message you guys back. So let me know if you have any questions, any experiences, or share your experiences with me. Hearing your guys' story and seeing the support really helps. Make sure to subscribe and hit the little bell so you're notified when I release these videos. See you soon. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year's if I don't see you then. And do not forget to tell yourself that with a baby, without a baby, your heart is a parent and you're an amazing parent at that, and you're doing a great job.